In a world obsessed with glamour, wealth, and attention, one man stands out not just for his star power, but for his character. Kim Seokjin, better known to millions as Jin from BTS, has become the most searched Korean celebrity across major US media platforms this month. Not because of controversy or scandal, but because of something far rarer in the entertainment industry: genuine kindness and humility. According to reports from Variety, Billboard, and The Hollywood Reporter, search interest in Jin BTS skyrocketed by over 230% in the past week alone. The spike followed a series of articles highlighting his recent acts of generosity, his calm presence after returning from military service, and his surprisingly down-to-earth lifestyle despite his immense fame. CNN Entertainment even described him as a rare symbol of celebrity grace in an era of noise and excess. But what exactly makes Jin so magnetic to American audiences, a nation already saturated with its own celebrities? The answer lies in a paradox that defines him. He is one of the most famous men in the world, yet he remains disarmingly normal, a superstar who refuses to act like one ever since his official return from military service in mid-2024. Jin's quiet reemergence into the public eye has fascinated the US entertainment industry. While other global stars often return with press conferences or endorsement headlines, Jin appeared on social media wearing a simple white shirt, greeting fans with his trademark smile, saying, "I missed you all." That single phrase trended across American X, formerly Twitter, for 48 hours straight, with over 4 million mentions under the hashtag #WelcomeBackJin. American journalists were quick to note his calm demeanor and humility. "He carries himself like someone who doesn't need to prove anything," wrote the New York Times. In an industry driven by ego, Jin's lack of one has become his most powerful statement. What's more, Jin's reputation for kindness is no public relations tactic. Behind every public appearance, there are countless stories from staff, fans, and collaborators describing him as consistently respectful and sincerely thoughtful. A Los Angeles-based production assistant who worked with HYB America revealed, Jin personally thanked every crew member after the shoot. No entourage, no attitude, just pure respect. The American fascination with Jin's humanity Hollywood is not easily impressed. But Jin's behavior, consistently polite, modest, and grounded, has drawn attention precisely because it feels so rare in modern celebrity culture. US outlets have compared his personality to old Hollywood grace, a blend of charm and humility that recalls figures like Audrey Hepburn or Paul Newman, icons known not just for their talent, but their moral compass. The Los Angeles Times published a feature titled, "Why Jin BTS Might Be the Role Model America Needs," describing how his actions resonate with audiences beyond fandoms. The piece highlighted his anonymous charity donations, his gentle humor, and his calm leadership within BTS, a group that has often credited Jin as the emotional anchor. While many celebrities chase trends and headlines, the article noted, Jin simply lives by principle. He doesn't speak to impress, he speaks to connect. And in a society exhausted by pretension, that's what makes him stand out. His influence in the United States also extends far beyond music charts. Even after years of global success, Jin continues to capture hearts not through extravagant gestures, but through small, human moments, comforting a crying fan during a concert, helping staff carry equipment, or publicly praising fellow artists instead of competing with them. American brands and media praise his authenticity. Major US brands are now reportedly seeking to partner with Jin for global campaigns not merely because of his fame, but because of his image: authentic, elegant, and trustworthy. Gucci executives have reportedly referred to him internally as the embodiment of quiet luxury. Meanwhile, Time magazine placed Jin on its Global Icons of Humanity 2025 shortlist, recognizing individuals who have inspired compassion and positivity through their influence. He redefines what being a global superstar means, the article wrote. It's not about how loudly you shine, but how softly you touch others. Even American late-night hosts have joined the admiration wave. Jimmy Fallon, who has previously interviewed BTS, mentioned Jin during his recent monologue, saying, "You know someone's a real star when their kindness trends harder than their looks. That's Jin for you." The kindness that moves a generation beyond the lights and cameras. Jin's story resonates deeply with audiences because it feels real. Fans around the world, including millions in the US, often share anecdotes about how his words helped them through dark times. One of his most quoted lines from a BTS concert resurfaced recently on TikTok. They don't have to be perfect to be loved." The clip, which showed Jin speaking to fans with teary eyes, garnered over 30 million views, and was shared widely across US mental health advocacy communities. This quote even inspired a social media movement called #BeKindLikeJin, encouraging people to perform random acts of kindness in their daily lives. American influencers and educators participated, creating videos about how small gestures, a smile, a compliment, a helping hand, can ripple through society. It's amazing how one person's sincerity can inspire so many others, wrote Teen Vogue in an article about the trend. In one viral moment, an American fan shared on X. When Jin speaks, it doesn't feel like a celebrity talking to fans. It feels like a friend reminding you to keep going. Humility in an age of ego. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Jin's growing presence in US media is his unwavering humility. Despite being one of the most recognized faces on the planet, Jin consistently downplays his achievements. During an interview on Billboard's digital feature, when asked about BTS's legacy, he simply said, "I'm just grateful people listen to our music. Fame doesn't make you better than anyone. It just gives you more chances to be kind." That line alone sparked massive discussion online. American commentators called it a masterclass in humility, while Rolling Stone described Jin as a mirror reflecting what's missing in the entertainment world: gratitude. Unlike many celebrities who use fame as a pedestal, Jin uses it as a platform for empathy. His belief that kindness and authenticity matter more than status has struck a chord, especially among younger American audiences who are growing increasingly disillusioned with superficial influencer culture. A global star with a local heart even as his popularity surges across the US, Jin remains deeply connected to his roots. He continues to speak fondly of South Korea, his family, and his fellow BTS members. When asked in an American magazine interview what success means to him, Jin replied, "It's not about how many people know my name. It's about whether my parents can smile because of what I do." That one sentence went viral on social media, with thousands of comments from fans saying, "This is why Jin is different." It's this balance between global fame and local heart that has made him so magnetic to Western audiences. He's living proof that you can be admired worldwide without losing the humility that defines you. The Jin effect. On US pop culture, cultural analysts are calling it the Jin effect, a phenomenon where a celebrity's moral integrity amplifies their fame, rather than scandal or controversy. Data from Google Trends shows that searches for Jin BTS humility, Jin kindness, and Jin humanitarian outnumber typical celebrity-related keywords like style, dating, or net worth. In fact, Jin's appeal has even reached American classrooms. University psychology professors have begun citing him as an example of positive role modeling in lectures about media ethics and emotional intelligence. One professor at UCLA remarked, "Jin's approach to fame aligns with what psychologists call authentic self-expression, the ability to remain consistent with one's values even under extreme social pressure. That's why people trust him." A hero without trying to be one. For Jin, all this attention seems secondary. Friends and insiders describe him as someone who rarely checks social media and spends most of his free time cooking, gaming, or writing songs quietly. He doesn't seem interested in being a hero, yet that's exactly how the world now sees him. When asked by a People magazine correspondent how he feels about being one of the most searched celebrities in the US, Jin laughed softly and said, "That sounds strange. I didn't do anything special. I just try to be kind. Maybe that's what the world needs more of." That response, once again, became the headline. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't polished. It was pure Jin. Conclusion: the face of a new era of celebrity in a global entertainment landscape overflowing with noise, Jin BTS stands as a quiet revolution. His fame isn't built on hype, but on heart. His legacy isn't measured by records alone, but by the number of people he's moved through sincerity. American audiences, known for celebrating boldness, seem to have found in Jin a refreshing reminder that gentleness can be powerful too. His humility, kindness, and emotional intelligence have turned him from just a pop icon into a symbol of what fame could and should look like in the modern age. As The Washington Post concluded in a recent feature, Jin isn't chasing the spotlight. The spotlight is chasing him because kindness, like his, refuses to stay unseen.